Hey guys, Terps for Dummies here. Coming back with another one. We're going to be a little quicker on this one since the last one was 30 minutes just yapping about bangers. Um, Today we're not going to be smoking, so I don't really think age matters, but we're going to be looking at some glass and trying something out. So stick around. Hope you're coming back if you're a subscriber, and if you're not, maybe think about subscribing. Leave a comment. Yeah. Alright, well, today's video, just real quick thing, we're going to be trying something out. I read in one of the recent forums on just general heady chats and about water stains and how to remove them, and I've heard a lot of different things, and I'm always a little nervous about them just due to they could damage your glass a lot of the time, especially if you don't know how to use the chemicals that people recommend. I'm not really wanting to participate in that, so I'm going super simple and hoping this works. You guys have seen this ball rig before. It has a little bit, let's see, right there, yep, water staining from the previous owner, and then there's even some down here in the perk, and I want to try to get that out. And one of the ways I heard that I'm hoping will work is, the fuck is this, acetone. Don't know if it's going to work. We're going to find out. What I read is just to do kind of basically a regular clean, so distilled water, ISO, and then do like 2 minutes of shaking the acetone. Couldn't remember it. So undo that, set that aside. Hopefully that'll get better. So first thing, we're just gonna go ahead, get into the ISO. Gotta pop that open. Alright. Try not to spill it everywhere like I am, because that is actively money being spilled. We're not trying to get much in there. I should actually grab a container to reuse this. Give that a nice little shake around. Make sure it's completely cleaned out, nothing in there to react or anything crazy like that. 1 second. Got this, and just pour this out. It likes to spill sometimes, so we're going to try to not do that. Yep, there we go. Loves to spill out that joint. Very annoying. No matter how you tilt it, it will spit out that. But we got a nice little basic clean. I guess now it's time to try this acetone. Gotta pop the seal on this too. Alright, hope I don't fuck my piece up. Well, it definitely smells like acetone. I used to work with this stuff on roofs, and this isn't industrial grade. This probably isn't good to use through this 3D printed funnel now that I think about it. It said that well, that's interesting. Instantly shot out. Now, if you use heated ISO and you cover both joints, it'll do that, but wow, I did not expect that from acetone. I'm guessing the gas built up in there, which that makes sense. So we're going to only close one side. We're not going to close both sides, because that I've seen people break pieces that have perk tree arms in them, 7, 13 arms. They'll be shaking it, and if they close both airflows, it can pop and break something internally. And something like this, you've got several walls happening here. So if I would have known that, this is the first time I'm doing this, that's why I'm doing it on camera, so we can do this together. So we're going to try to go the other way, get some right there, and they said about 2 minutes of this, so we're just going to keep shaking. keep shaking. Probably obviously will cut a lot of this out, but 2 minutes of this. And this is a pretty light chemical. We use this to remove nail polish. So I don't imagine this will damage your glass. There are several chemicals that people will touch on, like OxyClean. They'll use like a specific part of that without the detergent in it. I've heard of something called Clear, like with an 8, like Claire, some shit like that. Buddy recommended Barkeep's Friend, and that one, the only reason I haven't tried that, even with the recommendation, which I do appreciate from him, is I believe it can scratch things if you don't do ratios correctly, and so I don't want to, I've got some other pieces, some old china that I might give that a go on, see if I can figure out what's happening. Yeah, we're just giving this a nice good shake, making sure it's moving. Hopefully it'll pull all that out. Something I do want to do. Stick a Q-tip in here. I'm not sure if it's water stain or what, but some clouding up in here, and so we're just going to try our best to give it a nice scrub with a Q-tip. Since I would have to fill this thing up a lot to get it sitting in here, and I don't want to leave this sitting. Acetone is incredibly, isopropyl alcohol is a fire hazard. Acetone is even more of a fire hazard, if I remember correctly. It has a more increase in combustion rate. I mean, you saw the way this just fountained from pressure and it's not warmed, so make sure you are careful with any chemicals you play with. You are an adult, you can hurt yourself. So yeah, we're just going through. Hopefully, I definitely wouldn't recommend doing this on stuff like, do not use any adverse chemicals other than isopropyl alcohol on anything fumed. Fumed can lose all that beautiful work that's on it, ironically, from chemicals like this, because of the way those are produced, from what I understand. Anything that's got chromium on them, I used to have a piece by Warwick that had this nice kanji on it, written around the mouthpiece, but you could tell that previous owners had accidentally wiped some away while cleaning it, because stuff like acetone and iso even, they're abrasive. So be careful what you use chemicals on, but any real glass, you shouldn't have anything painted, don't have puffy paint, stuff like that. It's just not great when you're using heated things. I highly recommend staying away from that stuff. I'm assuming it's been about 2 minutes, so I'm going to go dump this out and we'll continue. Okay, got that dumped out. I'm going to try, make sure real quick that's all out. Now, I think they said to just go in with some distilled, but I am going to go ahead and throw some iso in here again. And I would use the funnel, but I'm going to wash out that funnel since I put the acetone through that. I don't know why I did that. Definitely would recommend not doing that. It's making it hard, though, to do this on camera for some reason. That's like the hardest time I've ever had. And I even saved this iso to reuse. I don't know why I did all that. I had iso to dump in here. Just making it harder on myself, as I always do. Alright, getting this nice and cleaned up. Make sure all that acetone's out of there. I'm actually going to dump the previous iso that I just used before the acetone into my dunk tank to save that. But this iso I'm not going to save, since I do not want acetone on my bangers or anything. I don't know if there's any adversities, because I know acetone, it goes away really fast, like even faster than iso, like it goes real quick. But I don't know if there's any adverse effects from accidentally inhaling that, say if that just remains on a nail for some reason. Just better to not. Alright. We're going to just take some distilled water. Just like if you're cleaning, you don't want to be using water from your sink unless you have soft water installed in your home. You could get hard water stains and such from that, from it's sitting in your glass. Stains are, that's what you are seeing me actively try to get out. And it's not a big deal, but it's definitely, if you know, invest in your glass, it's kind of like just any art piece you'd own. You wouldn't want it to be damaged if you can prevent it. So distilled water, some people swear by RO water, which is for betas and shrimp, and purified, which is different than distilled slightly. I still recommend going distilled. It's incredibly cheap, and I know it won't stain your glass as long as you aerate your piece out after cleaning. That's my recommendation. We're going to do one more rinse of water since I just never done anything with acetone. I really want to make sure this is all out of there. This whole video is just going to be me shaking the whole time. That's great. I didn't even think about that. Alright, well that's what we have things looking like now, which, you know, you don't see anything, but that it's had water in it, which that's a big thing when you're purchasing used glass. You want to see pictures of glass when it's dry, because it could be pretty serious on that, and water can make it look like there's nothing. It's kind of crazy. So I'm going to get this aerated out. Something like this. This is a what the hell is this? Yeah, this is a battery-powered pump for air mattresses. I use this to blow out the piece. There's a lot of people recommend vacuums that you can get on Amazon for like $30 to $50. This is my way of cheaping out personally. It sucks because it takes batteries, and these batteries are not cheap. So in the long run, not worth it. But just hook this thing up. Got a couple different nozzles. Didn't come with like a variety or anything, but pretty much always go with this one. And then we're just going to take the piece, and I don't even know if it will film this, but we're going to just take it and shove this either in here or up here, depending on however sets best. And I'm going to let it go for a bit. So I'm going to do that. It can take like 20 minutes max usually, but you do this to make sure that, I don't know how, scientifically, I don't know exactly what's happening, but it does make sense, where even with distilled water, it's way less likely, but if I just let this sit right now and not air it out, there is still a chance of it water staining because of just that little bit of water sitting there and evaporating from that spot. You see this on nice silverware and stuff like that, and it's obviously an issue in glass. Clear glass, pain in the ass. So I'm going to get this aired out. We're going to see if the stains are gone or not. Hopefully, because acetone is super light. It would be awesome not to have to use something super abrasive on your nice glass. See you in a bit. Alright guys, we're back. It's been about 15-20 minutes. I'm letting this air out. And I don't know if you can see, of course I'm holding it way above it. You can definitely see that water stain still there. And I'm going to look through the footage, but I think it is a slight bit lighter. I'm not certain though. I'm going to, I guess, continue this process. Like I'm just going to, I guess, just run hot ISO. probably won't do hot ice because I don't want that to react. I guess I'm probably just going to do a couple more rinses of acetone through this, and I will report back in like a day or two, and we'll finish this off. But yeah, hopefully we're making progress. If not, that I'm wasting my time and we'll know not to do this. Alright guys, I just did another pass through of the acetone, and honestly, I don't think it did jack shit. So, if anything, it almost looks like it made it worse, which I don't really know how that's possible. But, on to the next effort, I guess. I'll talk to some more people and see what else. This is just a really dumb YouTube video now. But, a failure is always an effort, so hope you guys have a great day. Like, subscribe, and check out my past videos if you want to have a sesh time or whatever. Have a great week, guys. Peace.